There's a very simple solution to all this. Political parties can stop giving tickets to anyone who faces criminal charges. Unfortunately, this very simple suggestion seems to be like water off a duck's back as far as political parties are concerned. They are simply not willing to look at this option. I wonder why. And that's the question I want to lead with tonight. In fact, that's the only relevant question this evening. T.R. Raghunandan is advisor of the Accountability Initiative of the Centre for Policy Research. Good evening. Nice to see you on the Newshour this evening, sir. Sanjay Jha of the Congress, welcome. Meenakshi Lekhi of the BJP, welcome. Gaurav Bhatia of the Samajwadi Party, welcome. You have also got many criminals in your midst, criminal politicians facing charges. Rahul Mehra of the Aam Aadmi Party, welcome. And my first question is to Aryaman Sundaram, Senior Advocate of the Supreme Court. Why can't all political parties... Now, I am hearing, first of all, let me put this to you. Aryaman Sundaram, the buzz is that political parties, government will challenge this. That they will say, let's get into areas of what is a serious offense, what is not. Let's get into the definition of how this Supreme Court ruling is to apply. Is that a good thing to do? Is that an advisable thing to do?
Well, whether they try to do it or not, I think the Supreme Court judgment is absolutely clear. It says there's no room for ambiguity. It is very clear. All that the Supreme Court has said is that the provision, Section 8(4) of the Representation of People's Act,
yes,
which provides that even when convicted, you can continue, if you're already a member of Parliament, to occupy your seat, is unconstitutional and violative of Articles 102 and 191 of the Constitution. That is all it is. Now, if you remove Section 8(4) from the Act, then the protection given to people who are convicted, who have already been in Parliament, and while they're in Parliament are convicted to continue, that protection is gone. And I think it's a very, very clear judgment. It's all black and white. I don't think there's room for ambiguity. The question is, can a person who is convicted, who otherwise could not have stood for election in the first place,
yes,
merely because he has already stood for election and he's in Parliament, continue as a parliamentarian? If the man could not have at the first instance become a parliamentarian if he was convicted, can he merely because he's already a parliamentarian continue as one?
Yes.
And the Supreme Court says certainly not.
Exactly.
So I think much as they may try, political parties are going to find it very, very difficult to try to find any gray in this judgment.
You know, but here's the biggest contradiction. India's two biggest parties, the BJP and the Congress, their vote share falls, but what increases for both these parties is the number of criminals or people facing criminal charges who they put up in the election. The statistics are shocking, Meenakshi Lekhi. For the BJP, out of 438 candidates, 117 candidates you put up who have pending criminal cases against them. That's 27%.
I would want you...
27%.
I would want
my
you
question,
to read
therefore,
the charges.
my question, therefore.
I would want you...
My question, therefore. My question, therefore, to you is...
Stop
allow me to ask you the
BJP,
question.
Mr. Goswami.
The question, Ms.
I'm
Lekhi.
sorry, I won't allow you to target BJP.
No, I'll target...
If you want to keep the level of debate at the level of debate, then it's fine. If you're going to target BJP, I have no interest in even participating in your debate. If you want to also cite the... I want you to cite...
Ms. Lekhi, why are you being so intolerant of the facts?
Please cite. I am being intolerant because I'm observing certain things, and it is in this context I
what
would
are you
want
observing?
You to read the statistics pertaining to SP, and I would want you to certain targeting. That's what I'm observing, and that's it. It is in this context I am asking
Ms. Lekhi, I'm sorry you didn't. Ms. Lekhi, I object.
And SP.
I object to what you're saying because you didn't hear my question.
You object, and I'm also objecting.
You didn't hear my question. I said both Congress and BJP. Ms. Lekhi, the question is this: all parties, including the BJP,
sorry.
all parties. 1 minute. Ms. Lekhi, will you take my question? Can I set the contours of the debate?
No, I will not. Please set the contour on the right track. Please cite the statistic for Congress and the SP.
Ms. Lekhi, when I come to the Congress person, I'll cite the statistics. For now, I request you.
No,
I request you 1 minute. Ms. Lekhi, don't be so intolerant of the facts.
I need to understand.
Don't be so intolerant of the facts when I...
I'm not intolerant. I'm sorry, I'm not intolerant. I will face the question. I will answer the question.
Ms. Lekhi,
but I won't allow you to only pinpoint to
Ms. Lekhi, you are not allowing me to proceed. You are heckling me. You are not letting me proceed. Please allow me to proceed.
Anybody wants you to proceed with that question.
I am being heckled by Meenakshi Lekhi on top of Newshour tonight. And Meenakshi Lekhi, I object to your heckling me on my own program. But my question to you is this.
Arnab, you can be the question.
Yes.
Arnab, you can't be heckled by anyone.
Well, I am being heckled by you, but I refuse to be heckled any further. The question is this. The Supreme Court order may be a step in the right direction, but it disqualifies people only if it is convicted. My question is, the best thing to do for all parties, including yours, ma'am, is that you don't put up the 27% average people who have criminal records in front of the people and say vote for them. But you have the ability to do so.
You see, as per the election law, we have a lot of ability and we curtail many people also, so far as ability is concerned. But if you know the election law prescribes who is allowed and who is not allowed, and what kind of charges are permissible, what kind of charges are impermissible, what is the difference between conviction and what is the difference between charge sheet. And I think Mr. Sundaram should answer this instead of me answering this, because if I answer these questions, I'll be labeled as somebody speaking for the BJP.
Mr. Sundaram just said it. You didn't listen to him. You didn't listen to him. No, Ms. Lekhi. Mr. Sundaram laid out. Mr. Sundaram laid out Section 8.4.
I would want him to speak the law.
Ms. Lekhi, can I please be...
As a lawyer, I would want him to... Please allow me to ask Mr. Sundaram, is there a difference between a conviction and a charge sheet?
Hello, ma'am, please. Please listen to me. Please listen to me. Yours truly is not completely ignorant of the law. I may not be sitting with you in a black robe and practicing as a lawyer, but let me most respectfully submit to you, as a person who's only playing the role of the lawyer of the people, that the Supreme Court today has struck down as ultra vires a provision of the Representation of People's Act, which protects a convicted lawmaker against disqualification on the grounds of pendency of appeal against their conviction in the higher courts. So what the bench has said, the only question is about the vires of Section 8.4 of the Representation of People's Act, and we hold it ultra vires, and the disqualification takes place from the day of the conviction, which means, T.R. Raghunandan, what does it mean? The moment you are convicted, you're out.
Mr. Goswami.
Mr. Raghunandan, what does it mean in plain language?
Mr. Goswami, just allow me one
That's
interruption.
it exactly means that.
Allow Mr. Raghunandan to please come in. Mr. Raghunandan. Mr. Raghunandan, please.
Is what prevails.
Mr. Raghunandan.
See, if you look at the Representation of People's Act, there was a certain concession that was given to a sitting MP or a sitting MLA, that they could have this concession that that they could take some time to file the appeal, 3 months time, and if there was an appeal, then they wouldn't be disqualified, and therefore they were given this concession. I think the reason why they were given this concession in the law was that politicians are particularly vulnerable to malicious prosecutions. But the fact of the matter is that this concession has enabled a large number of people who are convicted to continue in Parliament, and I think the Supreme Court's judgment is music to my ears. It can actually turn the tide, because what it has done is that it has set the benchmark for all political parties. Earlier, I think political parties were not willing to to step back. No political party was honest enough to admit that they have criminals in their ranks, and they would always point their finger to some other political party and say that they have to now reduce the number of criminals.
Exactly,
and only
they played that game.
Do the same.
Yeah.
Now what the Supreme Court has done, is it said the game is over.
That's over.
No more people who are convicted will continue. And in a sense, it has actually restored the balance between an ordinary individual and an MP, because the concession given to MPs is becoming misused.
Absolutely.
It has been misused. What is the parinam? What is the result of having a law like this?
But the ball is in the politician's
court. The
court.
result of having a law like this.
The ball is in the politician's court, and therefore I asked Gaurav Bhatia. You see, Mr. Gaurav Bhatia, your party's statistics are also not very shining. In fact, you are closing in on 29-30%. 55 out of 192 candidates that you put up have pending criminal cases against them. Now you realize the gravity of what has happened, Gaurav Bhatia, is that tomorrow against any of these, suppose these people get elected and they get convicted tomorrow, they will no longer be MPs and MLAs, which means there will have to be a by-election or another election. You cannot afford that situation. Hence, your only option today is to completely avoid putting criminals in the electoral fray. But can a party that has gone soft even on Raja Bhaiya afford to do that? Will you do that, Gaurav Bhatia?
Arnab, I would start by saying that it's wrong to say that we were soft on any minister.
Oh, yes, you were.
Because the minister, as soon as his name came, resigned from the post of the ministership. Secondly, you are right when you say that the numbers are not very encouraging, and it would have been a very easy reply for me to say that, you know, the same numbers exist in Congress, BJP and other parties. But I would rather talk about my own Samajwadi party than talking about other parties who have criminals. I would say this, that there has been an internal check and introspection in the party, and it was visible in the 2012 elections where the number of criminal candidates came down. Any minister who was also charged of, breaking the law, action was taken against such a minister. The verdict of the Supreme Court is a welcoming sign, and it's been coming from the apex court. The Samajwadi Party would honor it. I have always advocated that there should be an internal mechanism within the party to ensure that such candidates are not fielded.
I heard that.
It might take some time, but one day I would be on your program and I would proudly say that it has happened, and we have, weeded out all the criminals of the party.
Sir?
And we are working on it, Arnab.
Which day will that be? Will that be 2014 or 2014?
You can compare the numbers with the last.
Or never?
Even the 2014 elections would reflect that the numbers would come down, Arnab, and that is why I'm saying you have to see the positive side of what the Samajwadi Party is also doing.
No, I don't think that's good enough. The answer the people of this country want to hear, and I take that to Pinaki Mishra, is that we will not give any ticket to any politician with a pending criminal case against them. But Pinaki Mishra, I don't know whether even your party will be able to say that, or whether you will also obfuscate this with some legal jargon. Where do you stand?
No, Arnab, there is no obfuscation of any legal jargon by any legal jargon here. The point is that the Supreme Court has taken away the exception carved out by 8(4) of the Representation of People's Act. 8(1) gives you a list of all the offences, the serious offences, which could result in a disqualification. I think all political parties now would be well advised not to give tickets to any of persons who are, tainted or tarred by any of the offences listed out in 8(1), because the chances of a conviction, therefore, are very high. The chances of disqualification now staring in the face. I think all political parties, it's a level playing field. All political parties understand that if there is an offence under 8(1), you will not get a ticket.
Right.
But there are offences of breach of peace under 144 and such things which in political parlance are not. They are called political offences. They are not criminal offences. You're doing a dharna. You're in a show where you're breaching public peace. These kind of things I don't think fall under 8(1) in any case. So therefore,
well, I don't know.
I think
my view would be
political parties will welcome this.
I don't know.
Political parties will now desist from giving tickets, including ours.
No, I'll come to you, Ms. Lekhi. Let's get everyone in.
I don't tell you straight away, Arnab, let me tell you straight away, I don't think the BJD has given anybody a ticket who's been accused of an offence under 8(1) in any case, whether convicted.
Sir, I am talking about one second. I'll tell you the statistics. The statistics, unfortunately, are not as flattering for your party as you make it out to be. In 2004, you had the least number of people with criminal cases as per my statistics. You had only 8%. Unfortunately for your party, by 2008, you were in competition with the SP by giving 28% of your party people who were fighting seats had pending criminal cases against them.
Check what the offences are, Arnab.
Well, no.
Please check the offences. Check what the offences are. This is not murder,
Mr. Mishra, I understand what you're saying, but there will be an argument that even if a member of parliament is convicted of theft, how does it not demean the house that he or she represents?
No, I agree, but then it would fall under 8.1.
I agree with that.
It has to fall under the 8.1 bar.